This is C.R.P.H.A, Humanitarian Advocate. This one is going towards Tom Steyer to start, and also the rest of the DNC, including Nancy Pelosi, Darrell Steinberg, and many other liberal idiots that are not politicians. The ones that are not politicians that are voters is not. This is just an information that you should know. And yet, I know I've been doing a lot of that so far because of the 2020 situation, among other things, and even before 2020, which basically the American people have a right to know. Just about a minute ago or so, yeah, but I'd say no less than about two and a half minutes ago, I saw a Tom Steyer commercial on the online as well as on the airwaves. Tom Steyer has a complexity of normal, realistic, logical thought. He thinks that by insulting the president, he's going to get people to vote for him, to go with him on his campaign, to basically side with him just because they paid another American citizen to voice something positive about him on his commercial, then getting paid for saying what the person said. But yet this one particular commercial I saw, again in between the videos one of the videos I've been watching, Tom Steyer has a thought that he can insult Donald Trump by calling Donald Trump a racist. And when it comes to the people who come across the border illegally and which is not within the Constitution anyway, you call that rational? You call that being rational, Tom Steyer? You call that being logical? You know, there's a saying that says, and I've heard it on That 70s Show, where it says a lot more about you than it does about the other person. And if many people who have watched the 70s Show should know what I'm talking about. There was one episode where it was a Halloween episode, essentially, where the one that played Eric Foreman was regarding his statement towards the one that was playing Fez, right? Due to the way that the actor was dressed in the characterization costume, if you will. But the one thing is that Eric was not racist. Eric Foreman is not racist. Neither is the actor, from what I gather. Okay, but the basic fact is that Tom Steyer, you need to realize anybody who comes across the border illegally, it doesn't matter if it's Caucasian, if it's Italian, if it's Russian, or if it's or any ethnicity or any cultural background, it doesn't matter. But at the same time, it doesn't make Trump a racist just because he's not white, as you called it on your commercial. Because they're not white. Think about that, Tom Steyer. As the old saying goes, it says a lot more about you than it does about him. Thereby, the American people don't want a racist little fucking president. And also, we don't want a socialistic president either. That goes through not only to you, Tom Steyer, but also to every DNC candidate in the DNC debate for 2020. All the insults you put towards a president is not helping you. Because you know damn well the president, Donald J. Trump, has done many positive things in a short amount of time, shorter than any other president has done in this country's history. And I've said this before. But it doesn't help you, Tom Steyer, to be a racist little fucking dumbass. It doesn't help any one of your politician buddies or constituents to be a little racist dumbass and trying to insult the president of things that basically it shows more about you than it does about Donald Trump. I support Donald Trump, and I will always support Donald Trump. Donald Trump, when I voted for Donald Trump in 2016, I thought, okay, well, we'll see what he's about, right? But the basic fact is, I had a very positive thought within that chance of a vote, right? But the basic fact is that vote was not a mistake. The votes that were a mistake were for Obama for his second term and first term. I'm not saying if I made those votes or not, but the basic fact is the smartest vote I've ever made is for Donald J. Trump, and that smart vote is going to happen again for 2020. So basically, you, Tom Steyer, do you think you have a chance to win in 2020? Here's my response. So basically, Tom Sawyer, you have no chance in hell. If you think you can base a racial thing in some sort of trying to downtrodden bullshit statement against Donald J. Trump, and you know that even before he became president, if you have any intelligence at all, Tom Steyer, and it doesn't matter if you were in business. Oh yeah, you have intelligence. Oh bull fucking shit. I've seen people that don't have that much intelligence that have succeeded a lot better than you. I've seen people who don't have enough intelligence for anything that they've gone into that they've succeeded in a lot better than fucking Mike Bloomberg, a lot better than fucking Elizabeth Warren, a lot better than any one of you stupid fucking liberal, dumbass, socialist Democrats. A lot better than Nancy Pelosi herself. And the ones that have become richer than Nancy Pelosi herself. And a number of them, yes, are moderate Republican voters and supporters. A number of them used to be Democrat voters in the 1950s. And a number of them had people that were Democratic voters till after JFK's assassination. Then eventually went to Republican voters. Even after Carter. And during Carter's first term with his administration. So, Tom Steyer, it doesn't help you. It doesn't help your party. It doesn't help anybody in the Democratic Party to insult a president that is not racist, and you know it because he's never shown any aspect of racial aspects in his business and personal life. And he hasn't shown any racial aspects or levels or anything for that matter when it comes to in when he first got into the White House and when he first did his campaign that he won in 2016. Aside from the one, along with the ones that he did before 2016 that he ran and of course lost. But even though those campaigns that he was running for president, he never showed one indication of racial bullshit. Nothing that showed any racist levels or sightings or anything else for that matter. And you, Tom Steyer, have just shown that you're a little fucking judgmental, sinful, racist little fuck. You have just dug your grave even a bit longer and wider and deeper. And basically, you've dug your candidates' graves even deeper as well. Because if one shows any racial negative bullshit in any campaign, presidential, for governor, lieutenant governor, senator, whatever, right? You have just hurt your party, Tom Steyer. That means that when you made that commercial where that one American citizen woman was about to say positive things about you on your fucking campaign commercial on TV, that hurts her credibility as well as your. But it directs the base on your credibility full on. It directs the credibility of the Democratic Party full on. You think that you can say anything you want? You're the female candidates think that they can say anything they want, like Amy or Anna or whatever. I don't really care anyway. But anyways, in the DNC, she said that the president was dividing and destroying this country. No, and she's hurting her credibility. That's what she plans to do, obviously, if she became president. And she's hurting the credibility of the Democratic Party by saying that. Because she knows deep within her own subconscious that that's a load of shit. There's many people who don't pay attention to what they say before they even say it. Or what they're about to say before they even say it, in the sense of that. Mike Bloomberg is another one. He's just hurt his credibility and the DNC and his constituents, being you, Tom Steyer, to start with, by saying a lot of bullshit about Trump, even in his commercial, as well, without being racial, of course, but still. Each of you idiots in the DNC knows this. When Trump first got in office, the very first term, his very first term, he's completed a lot more in a very short time, and a short amount of time, essentially, a shorter amount of time than any other president on any side of the two parties has ever done. And you think you, Amy, or Anna, or whatever, can say that he's dividing this country or destroying this country in some way or another? And he's not. You, Tom Steyer, think you can fucking say that you can win against Trump when it comes to the economy, when the economy has been fucking stronger than ever? And you, Mike Bloomberg, think you can fucking say shit that when it comes to healthcare, when the healthcare of Obamacare cost many people's financial aspects to go into the points of more than bankruptcy, way worse than bankruptcy, which basically means that the Obamacare was a lost cause and way too damn expensive for the normal American person that is trying to survive, that works on low income and moderate income salaries and those and in the supplemental security salaries, right? You think you can redefine it? You can't, because it's been taken apart for a good reason. Trump reinstated something better than Obamacare, and you want to bring it back, Mike Bloomberg? You're a fucking fool. You're not American. Neither is Tom Steyer if he's going to use that racial bullshit of, oh, he doesn't like them, the people who come across the border, because they're not white. That's basically exactly what you said, Tom Steyer, on the commercial I saw online. If you were to put that on air, which I'm sure you have, on the television airwaves, your credibility is shot, Tom Steyer. Your positive lining is shot to hell. You have just dug your soul's grave as well when it comes to you ever being able to go into the gates of heaven. When your time is up on this planet, Tom Steyer. And the same goes for every other liberal idiot in the DNC and the ones that are supporting the DNC. So, Tom Steyer, you want to fucking try to fucking reclaim yourself? Reinstitute, reinstitute or reinstate yourself to be not racist? Hmm. You could have done that without even mentioning anything of something that's unconstitutional for one, when it comes to crossing the border illegally in the fucking first place, and using the aspect of, oh, just because they're not white aspect. Tom Steyer and the rest of the DNC. You guys are making yourselves look so fucking bad. It's not funny. You guys are making the American public choose have a choice even better, which basically they may have put forth in the Super Tuesday for the DNC. Guess what though? That can change in November. It doesn't establish it for November. Things can change over a course of so many months. Even though certain percentage of the American public may have voted in Super Tuesday for any one of the Democratic candidates in the DNC, that those votes can easily change, even because of Tom Steyer's bullshit racial crap, which basically puts a higher favor towards Donald Trump, and who has done many things positive for the American people and this country and the economy and the employment aspect, and gradually building up to where it's where the the American people will also have a better healthcare thing, way better than Obamacare, and much more affordable than Obamacare. And the one thing is also, that the one thing Tom Steyer and the DNC, you need to quit using racial bullshit and other untrue aspects against Trump, because you're not really doing anything positive. And I'm not here to help you. I'm here to inform the American people of the truth of something, and of something that the American news media, liberal, moderate, and Republican, and conservative Republican, and moderately both sides. It could be two sides. I don't care. But the basic fact is that they have a contract with the FCC. They only can say so much. I don't. I can say as much as that I know that the American people have a right to know. And plus with that, I know that the American people can agree with me, or not agree with me, or only agree with me so far. I don't care. The basic fact is that I'm doing what I know to be right as a United States citizen, and I'm supporting this very flag and what it stands for, and I'm 100% behind the Statue of Liberty and why she's there, and also I'm 100% behind the U.S. Constitution of we the people. So basically, Tom Steyer, even if there was Caucasians crossing the border, even if there was people from India crossing the border, or even if there was people from any other aspect or ethnicity or background, whatever the hell else, right? It doesn't fucking matter. Trump is only doing one fucking thing when it comes to crossing the border, making sure that people come over here into this country legally within the Constitution, which basically supports the Constitution as well. Not that of what the sanctuary cities and states have supported and gone against the Constitution by blanketing and protecting the unconstituted actions, essentially, of the illegal immigrants. And it doesn't matter if they're white, Hispanic, or whatever the hell else. You cross that damn border without the proper the proper paperwork, where you're able to come into this country legally. That's against the Constitution. That's what Trump is stopping. Nobody is allowed to come into this country illegally. You come into this country illegally, you and your children will eventually pay the price, spiritually, emotionally, and what have you else. But the one thing is, I understand why people are coming into this country, and I support that. But I do not support it when it comes to the unconstitutional, illegal aspect. I support when many of our ancestors came into this country, but they didn't come into this country illegally. Now, did they? They went through the proper fucking channels of the time. And ever since then, it's been going through the proper fucking channels. But ever since the border crossing crap, it's been going both ways, illegally as well as legally. So therefore, Trump is doing something logical and making sure people know to come into this country with the proper documentation, legally. Will they be able to come into this country legally? Because if you just simply cross the border and expect to be welcomed, because that goes into our tax dollars. It goes and it's being paid through the state, of course. And our tax dollars are what's helping the state pay for this bullshit. For allowing illegals to come into the state of California and New York and various other states. You cross the border illegally, you will not be welcomed with open arms. You may by the government, the Democratic government mainly, not by 100% by the people, the ones that follow the Constitution. Yeah, you might get ones from that are emotionally, spiritually, whatnot, connected, which I am. But the basic fact is that I'm with the fact that I am spiritually connected and emotionally, spiritually, and psychologically connected. I also go by the Constitution. I go by logic, just like Leonard Nimoy's character Spock did. Aside from that being a scripted character, the whole thing goes into aspect and reality. All right, I'm using the base of logic in the base of reality in today's understanding. Sorry. In today's logic and knowledge and more. All right. So Tom Steyer and the rest of the DNC do not attack that of what you know to be bullshit about Donald Trump. And Tom Steyer, you just fucking made your campaign even worse. So you might as well pull out. Because nobody in this country wants a racist little fucking president, such as yourself, Tom Steyer, or anybody else for that matter. You want to fucking face me and talk with me and try to convince me? Hey, I'm welcome to it. Hey, come over to the California and call me out. I don't care. If you see me somewhere in the state of California or wherever, right? Call me out. Hey, I'll talk to you. You won't like what I say. I can guarantee you that. But if you're so confident enough to where you think you can change my mind, hey, I'm up for the challenge. Although I don't really consider it really a challenge. It could be to you though, to try to get people to favor you and your side of the party. Same thing with every other DNC idiot in the DNC. I think Nancy Pelosi knows that even she won't be able to convince me because I've said so many things about her that are so true, and she hates that shit. And what I said is so true, but also hurtful to the Democratic Party. What I said about Chuck Schumer is so true and so hurtful to the Democratic Party. What I said about Jerry Brown and Darrell Steinberg, the current uh, mayor of Sacramento and former Sacramento senator, is so true, but also hurtful to the Democratic Party. And also, what I've said is so true about Gavin Newsom, former moderate Republican mayor of San Francisco, current governor Democrat of Sacramento, California. And what I said about the New York mayor and governor that are possibly both Democrats. I know the governor is Democrat, but anyway, it's still hurtful to the party and to them. Because what I said is also true about them as well. If Gavin Newsom were to want to talk with me, hey, I'm up for it. If Darrell Steinberg wants to talk with me, hey, I'm up for it. I'll tell them, and if they want to know why, I'll tell them straight out the truth. And besides, I'm gonna be putting on the bottom of this video in the description 3 of the videos that I've done already. One of them is what I did with this phone right here. Okay. The other one is that I have with the video I did with this phone on its description, and the other one I did was yesterday, which was a message to the DNC. This is also a secondary message to the DNC, but also directed to Tom Steyer. It's also directed to every other DNC, even Bernie Sanders, because what I say and what I have said is true as well. And the other part of it is that if you think that you both have a chance to go against Trump, Bernie Sanders, the basic fact is you think you're going to win. Here's the message to that. And the message is simply no chance, that's what you got. Up against a machine too strong. Pretty politicians buying souls for really small puppets. Won't find their place in the line. But I strike a right your finger now, boy. The Democrats have. So basically now, Tom Steyer, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, Amy, Anna, I don't care what the other one is. Darrell Steinberg, Gavin Newsom, New York mayor and governor. I'm going to keep doing what I do in the sense of informing the American public of the truth. You need to watch your P's and Q's, including Tom Steyer. Tom Steyer, mainly, to start with. Do not say things that you know, even in your subconscious, that you know is not true. Because the more you do that, you're not only hurting your campaign and you're not only hurting your party, you're hurting yourself even in a spiritual sense, as well as logical and realistic sense. So basically, I have said my piece. But I'm going to still stand by Trump for 2020 because he's done many things positive for this country and for the American people and for our youth. Even for those who do not consider him to be their president, he's done many things positive for them, even in the job and economic aspects. People are doing a lot better than they were with Obama in office. So basically, Trump is doing better than you want to admit, you DNC fuckheads. This is C.R.P.H.A, humanitarian advocate. I support the American people and I back the American people, and I'm going to keep on informing the American people of the truth in accordance to the Constitution and this beautiful flag in which I support and salute. And one of the reasons why I salute that is because it went through hell in the Revolutionary War, even before. And it's been going through hell thus far. But therefore, I'm treating Old Glory here with respect. My father fought in the Marines, even and even before I was, this was way before I was even born. I I would have respected him even if he didn't, but he did. And every time I can tell you right now, every time I look at this flag, I feel that he's watching over me. And I'm not, and I don't have to. I could be sitting in my apartment and look at this flag right here, and I know he's watching over me, even when I'm not even awake. I know he's still watching over me. The basic fact is our troops have fought for this country from the Revolutionary War through World War One and Two, the Vietnam War, even though the it's still believed to be a government-controlled war, which basically Vietnam was in a sense. So basically, there was no real winners or losers there, even though we've lost people in Vietnam, sadly enough. But I will support those who we lost. Even in the wars of World War One and Two, I will still support and salute them. Because the basic fact is, aside from the draft notices, it was their choice to their American constitutional choice to go in to fight in protection and defense for the American people and this country and what that in accordance to Old Glory and the Constitution. Many people don't look at it that way. I look at it in that way and many other positive, logical ways. In many ways that are logical, spiritual, and psychological. The many ways that many people don't even really understand themselves, which many people have different ways of understanding. I understand that. And I respect that. And I support that. But obviously, Tom Steyer, as I said before, you don't see what I see. You think you can keep on defaming Trump as well as the other idiots in the DNC think they can keep defaming Trump when they know it's not true because it's the face value is he's done many things positive in a short amount of time in his first term, and it's more than benefiting everybody in this country. You want to defame him and say that he's doing something he's not? You're hurting yourself and your credibility, spiritually as well as otherwise. So is Bernie Sanders, of course, by even pointing the finger and making a threat statement towards a Russian president for no real justification, because the because it was already proven near the end of the investigation that Russia had nothing to do with the involvement or any type of involvement when it came to the 2016 election. So Bernie Sanders misspoke, you could say. He didn't use his head before he used his mouth, essentially, which basically shows that he doesn't have any logical sense in his brain, and it shows by Tom Steyer and Amy or Anna or whoever the fuck else. I don't know who. I don't care what her name is. She didn't use enough logical sense in from from her brain to her mouth by saying that he's dividing this by saying that Trump is dividing this country when he's not dividing it at all. The only one that divided it was Obama. But they're too afraid to say that because they think that it's going to hurt their chances. Guess what? Those that those that know that Obama has more than divided this country and the American people. If you say it and you're running in the DNC, you can say it because people will respect you for that. you don't say it in defense of your own party, people will not respect you for that, because you know it's the truth that Obama divided this country and the American people, but you don't want to say it. Basically, you're hurting yourself. You're hurting the party in that aspect of telling people loads of shit and not telling people the full truth. Think about that. And Tom Steyer, you just hurt your credibility in the spiritual sense as well, in the sense of sinful judgment, and when it comes to racial aspects or indignation and various other aspects, because of a person color of skin, when it comes to crossing the border illegally and unconstitutionally, you are a complete idiot. I support Donald J. Trump, and I pray that everyone does follow me on that. Your choice, but your choice on that. I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to force it upon you, American people. But I'm being honest with it, with what I've said in this video and other videos. In the two videos, the the 2 to 3 videos I will post on the bottom of this the description. One I did by this phone or with this phone, and the other two that I did like this. This is C.R.P.H.A. Humanitarian Advocate. I'm saluting our troops of the past and present, and those that are our veterans, past and present, and the ones that are currently still in service and in action. Thank you for your service and keep up the good work. I'm here to support. I salute you and I support you more than 100%, logically, spiritually, and otherwise. This is C.R.P.H.A. Humanitarian Advocate. Have a good day. And may the Heavenly Father bless the American people and the United States of America and the Constitution of the United States of we the people and all glory, all in one. And may Heavenly Father bless the American people and in the sense of our youth. Be that may Heavenly Father guide our youth through positive pathways, even in the aspects of their strong positive education, and much, much more, including with that would lead to a positive, bright future. Have a good day.